Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the second episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Last episode was The Phantom Cab, the very first episode of the show, and it was a fun start, yeah. It definitely wasn't a scary episode in particular. Maybe that's because I'd seen it before, so I kind of knew what was to expect. But overall, I'd say it was like a fun way, quite an easy way to start the series. This episode, The Tale of Laughing in the Dark, is where the show gets great. Like, I know it's only episode 2, but this episode is so memorable in my mind from being a child. That shows kind of how strong it was. Even now, like, I'm on a Are You Afraid of the Dark group on Facebook that I don't read everything because there are some episodes that I don't remember very well and I want to go in as blind as possible. But every now and again people will post things about their favourite episode, and more often than not, this episode is in that list. And because I remember it from, how old am I now? 30? 15 years ago, maybe more, watching it on Nickelodeon. That shows to me how strong an episode it could potentially be. Well, obviously, how strong it was back then. I'm just hoping that watching it now, I'll have the same opinion. I know it's about a creepy clown. I don't remember the specifics of it. But yeah, if you're not into clowns, I would advise you don't watch this episode. Although, chances are, if I can get a good image of the clown, that'll probably be my thumbnail. So, you probably won't have clicked on this episode anyway. So, submitted for your approval, this is my reaction to episode 2 of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Well, that made me jump. I don't know why, because I know it's coming.
The park was called Playland, and it was the best. You could laugh and scream and get scared to death on rides, and there was a spook house called Laughing in the Dark.
Okay, so I thought it might be the first episode where the structure of the show is different to later episodes, but it looks like in the first few episodes, maybe the season 1, they experiment with it slightly. So it ends up being, we meet the Midnight Society, they introduce the story, they close it out.
That's all, I'm gone.
What's the matter?
I was just getting started. This is a clown story. I hate clowns. Guess we finally found something wrong with Miss Perfect.
I know quite a few people who are afraid of clowns. She's determined now to listen to it all. What's her name?
Go ahead. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society, I call this story The Tale of Laughing.
Something about the noise in the background when they throw the stuff on the fire. I always find it really spooky as a kid. I don't know why. Because it's just like a magical sound. But it used to really just like kind of freak me out. Probably because I knew there were some scary stories coming.
You were gonna barf.
You snitch. Maybe I should barf right now. On you.
The top she's wearing is so 90s.
Let's go in. What's the matter?
I'm not going in there. They say it's really haunted.
Ooh.
Give me a break. Both of you are chicken.
Excuse me, lad.
That's the guy who plays Dr. Vink.
Don't believe in old Zebo, eh?
This is not Dr. Vink, is it?
Pick the right door and you go free. Pick the wrong door, and there he'll be.
I love creepy people like that. Do you know, like when you go to like theme parks and stuff, when they really manage to scare you? But yeah, I don't think he's Dr. Vink in this, because he's not mentioned his name. I'm pretty sure Dr. Vink always has like a big bushy beard, big hair and stuff.
I'll be here.
So maybe he's just an actor that's in a few episodes as different characters as well.
You okay? Fine, I'm fine. Not thinking of all the nightmares you're gonna have tonight? Well, that's what the kids wanted to know, especially Ouija.
Ouija? What kind of name is Ouija?
The Laughing in the Dark spook house isn't the original. There was another one on the same spot back in the 1920s.
I think his voice with the tone that he's got, I think his voice is breaking.
I guess one of the clowns, some dude named Zebo, was a real foul ball.
A clown known as Zebo stole the whole entire circus payroll.
He ran into the spook house, and he would have gotten away, except for one thing.
The cigar.
Cigar?
Did it burn the
Zebo
place
smoked
down?
cigars. The police figured he threw one away in the spook house because the whole place caught fire.
Yeah.
With him inside.
So does his ghost kind of haunt the theme park
Smoking
now?
tobacco
Or at
now.
least the ride?
A couple years later,
'Cause that's
they
where
built
he
another
died.
Laughing in the Dark. Legend has it that...
Legend has it, the ghost of Zeebo is still there.
Yep. And he's gonna come after you.
For all. And tickle them! Tickle, tickle, tickle!
Do I need to call someone?
In fact, I dare you to go in. Alone.
Why should I?
Because I think you're just as chicken as we are. You just don't want to admit it.
There's always like a bully character,
You're gonna eat
but
those words.
someone who's all confident that's usually the most scared out of anyone.
Not only am I gonna go through this whole place alone, but when I find the dummy clown, I'm gonna steal his nose. And you're
Wouldn't.
gonna wear it to school for a week.
You're gonna regret saying that. I do really enjoy like haunted houses though, theme parks and stuff. Even though they're quite cheesy most of the time,
Sorry, my lad.
there's just something
I
quite
didn't mean to scare you.
fun about them.
Gonna give it a go, huh?
Now,
He does give me Stranger
Why
Danger
not
vibes though.
indeed? It's the most fun in the park when you're laughing in the dark.
Don't lock those doors behind him. The 90s was a different time. Working fire? How is that allowed in a kids' theme park? How is that safe?
Pick the right door and you'll go free. Pick the wrong door and there he'll be.
I've got a really vivid memory of this room as well. I just remember it massive, colourful room with the weird shaped doors. And how much I really wanted to go there. Oh, it makes me feel like a kid again. I love this show. If you don't like clowns, turn off now.
a dummy. A fake dummy.
No, jump. See, I would be freaked out that there's not someone in that costume. Because that's like, while I like haunted houses and attractions, I don't want to go in ones that have like
Thanks,
people
guy.
dressed up that jump
You
out
just
at
made me a
you.
hero.
So that scares the
I'm
shit
the
out
guy who
of me.
beats
So I'd be scared that that's a person in the costume.
Hope you can still smell your stinky cigars without your nose.
Zeebo's coming to get you. Zeebo's coming to get you.
I don't think so. Oh, come on. Give
Now,
up,
who's the
Kristen.
scared one?
You can't take it.
Kristen.
Fine.
Weege, it's you.
Poor guy.
The guys at school are gonna think so too. The kid who beat Zeebo. Cool or what?
Come on, you must have been a little scared in there.
Enough, all right? You're a hero and I'm a loser. What can I say?
Oh,
now.
He's such a snot.
Come on.
he's such a snot.
Cigars.
Kids should not know what the smell of cigars is, just from a distance. Maybe his dad's a smoker, or his mum. Okay. I was gonna say the clowns just stood there like Michael Myers. That would be creepy. Zeebo's here.
Plate of spaghetti in the freezer, and chocolate pudding in the fridge.
love
Don't stay up
spaghetti.
too late playing video games.
That looks good. What? You just ruined that. Not concerned about the
Is that
big
you?
bowl of chocolate you just left in the kitchen? No? Okay. Luckily, the bowl wasn't glass because it would have smashed everywhere.
I was kind of being a baby this afternoon. You won the bet and I shouldn't be mad at you. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oh,
I was
so
giving
he's
you
a
a hard
nice
time.
guy.
One day's the best I'm gonna do. No way, Weege.
Uh-oh.
It's a joke. He's trying to get
Still
me.
not concerned about the chocolate on the
I'll
floor?
show. I'm not scared. No way.
What are you doing, Josh?
I'll just eat dinner and... Oh, how can that burn so fast?
What is that? Is that purple smoke?
Cigar smoke?
What's... See? Chocolate on the floor with Zeebo's footprint in.
If you don't give it back, I'll come up and get it.
Who was that? Josh, you there?
You better lock that door. I'd like to see Zeebo though. Like, just to see what he looks like. I mean, I'm assuming he looks like the clown, but give it back. Pop. Hey. Just go and get the nose and take it back. How did he get into the park? Like, it's a really bad designed security at this park. Where he got into the park fine. He got into the ride with no problems. The door was just unlocked. The ride still turned on, clearly, because that dragon had smoke coming out of its nose. And all these things are still working. So, unless that dude that played Dr. Vink is behind this? Well.
There. It's all yours. And, just to show there's no hard feelings, cigars.
Where did you get them
All
from?
for you.
Okay. My theory on the fact that his parents smoke cigars, which is why he knows the smell of it, would explain why he's got a big box of cigars. Okay. I'll let them off with that one. You happy now, Zeebo? Ooh.
It's the most fun in the park. When you're laughing in the dark.
He's got a cigar. Okay, I have theories. I'll explain at the end.
So it was a crazy old guy all along.
No way. He could have done that stuff in the house.
Maybe
Good.
the old guy was really Zeebo's ghost.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a good thing, because we wouldn't want you having nightmares. Would we?
Eat a turd.
Okay, this is what I'm used to, where they put the fire out at the end of the episode, and they all go off, and then credits roll. Okay, so that was Tale of Laughing in the Dark. I still think the episode holds up after so many years. So it was probably on TV, 92? So 28 years later, I think the episode still holds up. I genuinely think it's a really good short story, and it's creepy, and it's funny, and don't get me wrong, it's dated, because the name Ouija is weird, and they're wearing very 90s clothes, and various other things, but I really think it holds up. If you're scared of clowns, I can imagine this episode is very scary for you. And I remembered when I was watching it, me and my boyfriend actually watched this episode a year ago, maybe, or something like that. I was introducing him into some of the shows that I watched when I was younger. We watched 1 or 2 episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark? I think we watched this one and Ghastly Grinner. We watched a couple episodes of Goosebumps, Tales from the Crypt, things like that. I remember the bit where Josh is in the house and the clown's like outside his door coming after him, or the spirit of the clown. I remember him going, "Is he going to kill him?" I was like, we're watching a kid's show. Kids very, very rarely die in these shows, I think. Sometimes they die as like the backstory, but throughout the course of the episode, I don't think they die very often. I'm going to eat my words probably in a future episode of the show, but it just shows that even 20 odd years later, people can watch this and get scared, which I love. That's what I remember about this show, was that it was scary and it was creepy and it stuck in my head. So as soon as I saw Zeebo and that room with all the coloured doors, I'm like, it just makes me feel like 5 again, 10 again when I first watched it, and I was really freaked out by it because it's just strong images that are really well designed. Yeah, they're really well designed, but they're very selective. So they don't show you the clown over and over and over and over again. They show you him 2, maybe 3 times, 3 times probably, inside the Laughing in the Dark ride, well, attraction. And then you actually never see him when he's coming after Josh. You only ever see like the smoke and hear his voice and the balloon. And that's what makes it creepy. If you saw him over and over and over again, yeah, it might still be scary, but the fear would lessen because you get used to it. you get exposed to what he looks like all the time. So just the hints of him being there. Like, say the film Alien. Alien is a lot scarier because you don't see it very often. And when you do, you see little bits of it. When you see an alien after alien after alien after alien, like in the second film, it's still a great film, but it's just not as scary. So I think this film does really well with choosing when you do and don't see Zeebo and what you hear of him or what little actions he has. Just like him being around the back of the house, but the smoke coming out. You know he's there. You know he's coming after Josh or Ouija and looking for his nose. But you don't have to see him. You just know he's there, and that's what's scary. I was going to go into my theories, but they kind of went into them in the episode, which I wasn't expecting. So there's my two main theories are that the guy who runs the carnival is just a creep. And it was just Zeebo and his ghost that came after Josh. Second one, which I think is more plausible, is that the guy who was the same actor as Dr. Vink, the carnival guy, was the guy who was Zeebo. He died, and he now haunts that attraction, which obviously is a new one, but he still haunts that area, that ground. And that would explain why the park was open, because and why he was there in the middle of the night, because he's the ghost, and he would make sure everything was open so that the boy that he's been chasing will bring back the stuff that he wants, which is the nose. And that's why he was there, and that would make more sense, I think, than just it being Zeebo and he was a creep. And I think that really ties it all together, and that it wasn't just a ghost. And any of these plot points I have in these random episodes coming up maybe, or movies like this, which was like, how did he get into that? It's the middle of the night. How is a kid breaking into this attraction in the middle of the night for this big fairground? Well, that's all explained by the fact that this guy might be the ghost of the clown, in which case he would make sure everything was open to get what he wanted and get his nose back. So I think it really ties together all the potential plot holes, I think. Except for the fact that the guy left lots of chocolate on the floor and just didn't give a shit about it. That wasn't well explained because that chocolate looked really good. But overall, I think this is definitely stronger than the first episode. I love this episode. It's easily like one of the most memorable episodes of the show for me. And I'm hoping that through this watch through, I'll get new episodes that I love even more. And that there's ones that surprise me and shock me. But yeah, Laughing in the Dark is just a brilliant episode of this TV show. And one of the episodes, if you've never watched a TV show, I would easily say this is a great one to show people. If you've got friends that you've never watched You Afraid of the Dark, but you think they would love it, show them this episode. I mean, there might be other ones down the line that are better, I don't know. But definitely show them this one and say, look, this is vintage Are You Afraid of the Dark? If they don't like it, then this show's not for them. But honestly, brilliant episode. Oh, and it was Betty Ann that told this story, which I'm going to note down. Like I said last time, I'm keeping track of who tells what story, so I can see at the end who tells better stories for me. But yeah, that was a tale of Laughing in the Dark. Let me know what you thought of this episode and the reaction in the comments below. Subscribe if you liked it. I think it's a really popular episode, so I think most people will really enjoy it. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are below. My name is Scott. I hope you guys are well and taking care of yourselves. And I'll see you all for the tale of the lonely ghost. Bye, guys.